I fell in love with the film industry through, oddly enough, through the musical. I was cast in my school musical when I was 11 years old. I was in the chorus of the Beggar's Opera, and through that I fell in love with acting, drama, theatre, and I was, looking back, shrewd enough at the age of 12 to think, well, if I'm not getting the lead parts in my school plays, maybe I should give up the dreams of being an actor or a movie star. And I made my first film on Good Friday 1986 when I was 13 years old. It was called Runaway Dog. It was a comedy about a dog who keeps running away. I shot it on a clockwork Bolex camera with 100 foot of film. I ran the camera at 16 frames a second in order to squeeze out about 4 minutes of running time, and I shot it at a shooting ratio of 1.5 to 1, which I must admit is a ratio I've never matched in the rest of my life. What I did like about starting that way is you needed to become a hustler from the beginning, and I remember going down Wardour Street at the age of 13, you know, blagging a changing bag from here, a roll of film from here, you know, a light meter from there, and I found the industry was incredibly helpful and supportive to me, you know, as a teenage filmmaker, and you know, you only become a director through the generosity of people taking you under your wing, and I can think of many people over the years who helped me. Actually, interestingly, there was a wonderful series on BBC Two when I was a kid called I think it was called The Film Club, which was run by Derek Malcolm, and Derek every week used to show another movie on BBC Two at like 9 o'clock at night, and it kind of was my film education. And you know, ironically, I probably got my film education more off a TV screen than in the cinema. But it's from that I got my education in Bergman, in Tarkovsky, in Truffaut, in the European masters, and then, you know, I would come down to the National Film Theatre where I would see films like The Leopard on the big screen for the first time, which kind of blew me away. But I went through a period of watching, and a lot of my influences are, won't surprise people. I mean, I was blown away by The Godfather. I was blown away by Apocalypse Now. I was blown away by Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Scorsese. But in terms of what particularly influenced me, I certainly think the film I made, Painted Faces, when I was 18, was very influenced by Terry Gilliam, by Brazil. And if I was to pick one film that had a huge imaginative hold on me as a teenager, it was probably Brazil. The biggest advice is just make films. Like, when I was a kid, there was quite a good excuse to not make films, which was that you had to shoot on film, it cost money, and it was incredibly complicated to do. And so there were, in a way, lots of barriers to entry. Now everyone carries in their pocket the possibility of being a filmmaker. It's called an iPhone, and we can all make films. And I think if you've got the filmmaking gene, just start. And the other advice I'd give is, don't turn your nose up at any kind of directing. Like I think the first time I was ever offered money to direct was at 19 years old. I was offered £200 to direct a Christmas video for an advertising agency called WCRS, and I remember going home to my parents going, oh, this is sort of outrageous, a Christmas video, as if, I mean, I kind of felt I was an auteur. I was 19 years old, I made a short film for Channel 4, and my dad was like, it's 200 quid, just take it, and just do the work, because he did point out that I might have made a wonderful short film, but what I was actually being offered, to be paid for at this stage was a Christmas video, so maybe I should do it. And ironically, I took that chance. I made that Christmas video. I poured my heart into it. And through that, I was offered my first TV commercial starring Right Said Fred and some dancing fat grannies for Sega, and then that kind of launched me in my commercials career. So you never know what opportunities. So when you start off, it's better to say yes than no. It's because it's all about getting experience.